What's up, everybody? Eternal God Possibilities here, back again. Continue with Asta and Yuno obtaining the soul leveling system, part 3. Now, last time we left off, both Asta and Yuno were about to try out the dungeon key Asta the first dungeon key Asta first obtained. And it's the same dungeon key Sung Jin Woo used when he was if you read the manga, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, and well, that's pretty much it for the recap. With that out of the way, let's get to the video, starting now. As both Asta and Yuno head to somewhere more secluded so the villagers from Hodge once noticed them when they try to use the dungeon key Asta has. They head to a sort of very untamed forest full of poisonous plants and all that. That's near the Demon Skull and quite far away from the village. Somewhere, it's usually a place where the villagers never go. So yeah, as Asta and Yuno arrive there, Asta pulls out the dungeon key in front of him and holds it there. It shines, then the portal opens. Both Asta and Yuno look at each other and shake their heads, saying, "Okay, we're ready." As they both about to walk through the portal, that's when Yuno gets a notification asking him if he would like to join Asta in a party. He tells Asta to wait, as he tells him what's going on, and he just clicks yes to see what happens. Then they both proceed. As they walk through the portal, it looks like they're still in the same area, but somewhat like in a different plane. It looks somewhat different, even more wild and more unpredictable, more dangerous. As they both look and see that there's a path in front of them, they continue forward to try to see what happens. As they continue on through the dungeon, they meet their first monster, which is the red metal fang wolf. The same monster Sung Jin Woo had to deal with in that dungeon. As they both see it, they both instantly get in their fighting stance, and Asta, almost in a blink of an eye, pulls out his Demon Slayer sword and literally slams it right on the Metal Fang Wolf's head, cutting in half. Or cutting its head off, I'm not sure which. But yeah, Asta killed it, and they both get a notification saying that they both gain experience points and one leveled. Because they were still at level 1, which Yuno takes notice of this and finally sees that somehow, is some reason, Asta's name is in the corner of his eye. He can see Asta's name in the corner of his eye, right under his. He tells Asta this, and Asta noticed that Yuno's name's under his name as well. He can see this, and as Yuno thinks about it, he says that it looks like when we're in a party, we share experience points. I wonder what else do we share. As they continue on, Yuno then kills the next. Another red metal fang wolf appears, and this time Yuno kills it with a simple wind magic, a wind spell from his grimoire. Wind creation magic, wind blade / wind blade, which creates a blade made of wind that slices the wolf in half. Since Yuno has a bunch of points in his intelligence, his magic power is increased and his mana is increased as well. So he didn't really put much of a dent in it, his magic. Maybe 2-3%, because this is the skill that's in his grimoire, not a skill from the system. So yeah. Then they both get a notification saying that they have got some experience points and some item drop. They both check and they both got the same thing. The metal fang's wolf. The wolf's fang. And it classifies this item as ingredient. Also mentioned this out loud, saying it looks like we don't just share experience points, but also item drops. I'm guessing that's the limit. Plus, by the way, I forgot to mention, the reason why I'm saying the party system is saying they have a party system now is because since there's 2 solo leveling systems in here instead of just one person having it, I'm saying that they can. Also, I don't think they ever clarified that what would happen if Sanjay Mu can invite people into a party when he uses one of his dungeon keys. He never got one of those weird notifications when he was in the natural dungeons that aren't from his system. So yeah. So I may tweak this a little bit and do something with this later on. But yeah, let's continue on with the story. As both Asta and Yuno move forward within the dungeon, they gain quite a few levels, and they reach about almost 17 or 18, I think. I forgot. But as they continue on, Asta gains a notification saying that he's learned a skill. 2 skills, actually. First one's a passive skill called Sword Arts. Just like Sanjay Mu's Dagger Arts, it gives the same effect, giving him a 33 additional damage when using swords. And a second skill, which is an active skill called Vorpal Strike. A heavy one-handed sword skill that doubles the length of the blade and has high attack power. Asta shows Yuno this, and he reads it over, and he also knows that both him and Asta realize that he shouldn't use this that much, because it has a very high cost, a 200 point cost of using it. If it was mana, usually it's magic points, but since Asta has anti-magic, it substitutes that. And it has a 5-minute cooldown time. So yeah. Asta was stoked to finally have something equivalent to a spell, somewhat, but realized they can't use it that often. So yeah. They continue on, and as they do, Yuno thinks if he was able to get a skill just by using his sword, he thinks he should try to see if he can get one. If he tries to think if maybe he should try to practice with using a weapon. he comes up with an idea that they should see if they can gain any different skills if they use their weapons. Use a weapon more often. So yeah. They continue on and they get pretty considerable amount of skills. And they also notices something else. An option pops up when he was inspecting the items that they've been getting from these drops. He has the option of selling it within the shop, which he tried to click on the shop, but he couldn't because he said he wasn't at a high enough level to access it. But he was still able to sell it. He sold it and he got the amount of items he got some gold. He tells Asta this, and Asta does the same thing. So, as they continue on, they are about to reach the boss room. Asta and Yuno says that he thinks that they took down pretty much every single monster in the dungeon except for the boss monster. So he says that we can probably take it now, but be cautious. Asta says, "Yep, okay," enthusiastically. So as they're about to head into to face the boss, they feel this unwavering, menacing aura. They both get ready, with Asta with his Demon Slayer sword already in his hand, and they finally come face to face with the boss, which is a giant snake. As they're about to fight it, Yuno uses a wind spell to get the snake's attention, while Asta attacks it head on. Well, just attacks it with the Demon Slayer sword. As Yuno realized that when its scales are a little too tough for his magic, his wind spells, he yells at Asta to go full out and try that skill. Asta's hyped and he yells Vorpal Strike, which he charges right at the snake with his Demon Slayer sword pointed straight out, thrusting it straight forward. As the blade extends, the length of the blade doubles and pierces the giant snake, which the giant snake writhes in pain, and with Asta just swings the blade upward, he cuts the snake in half, virtually killing it. After that, they both get a good bit of level, good bit of experience points, and reach, I think, level 19 or 20. I'm not sure, I forgot. And they both get in some items, but there's one thing that the party system won't allow. When it comes to the boss monster, it doesn't give the same item drops to both of the party members. It divides them up when it comes to the boss monster. So Asta and Yuno got completely separate items. Yuno got the same dagger Song Jinwoo obtained, and Yuno got a different rare item from it. A jacket or cloak. I can't decide which, but can you guys decide? Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think Asta should get: a cloak made of the snake scales, or a small jacket made of snake scales, or hoodie. So yeah, as they examine the contents of what they got, from the snake, which they all. But there was one thing that they got was the same thing, the snake's poison. That same poison or venom that Song Jin-woo obtained, which if they used it, they get a buff, a 25% increase to their physical resistance, but a severe downgrade to their strength stats. So yeah, as a certain amount of time, about 5 minutes, the dungeon literally disappears. Also, I forgot to mention, right before they enter the boss room, Asta obtained the teleport stone, which he showed Yuno and said that if they destroyed it, that they can leave the dungeon early. And that's it for the video, guys. See you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to comment down below and telling me which one do you think would be better. A cloak made of that snake scales, or a small, somewhat jacket. Which one do you think would be better? So yeah. And I hope you guys liked that I made the video a little longer, so yeah. With that out of the way, I bid you adieu. Bye.